Umbria Jazz, first of all, has the tradition, this incredible history and legacy of so many artists, and it's a sort of intangible thing, but you can feel it, especially if you're local, and you've been in the going to the festivals for a long time, and then you start bringing your family, or you bring your friends, or you bring the next generation, the children and the children's children, and it becomes something that's sort of embedded in the culture. Another thing is the idea of the connection between the Italian jazz community and the world jazz community. Many Americans, but not just Americans, the headliners from many other countries coming together with Italian artists, sometimes playing together, sometimes sharing the stage, but that idea that it's a music that is local and global, and that connection, that music is the connection between cultures. In this case, Umbria Jazz Winter, you have Orvieto. And Orvieto is the backdrop, is the stage itself for the music. And the city itself is a major component of the whole festival. And the beauty of it, the theaters, the various performance venues, Sala Quattrocento. Oh my God, that is, and the sound in these rooms is so beautiful too. I have to say that. And many people don't think about it that way, because sometimes, they think with their eyes, not their ears. But a good jazz festival, you don't even hear the problems that can happen with audio. And a really good jazz festival like this one, it's just good sound wherever you go. And the musicians appreciate that too, believe me. From someone who's been working in the music business, a good sounding festival is never taken for granted and is deeply appreciated by the performers, that participate. And that's Umbria Jazz in a nutshell right there. Every festival has its own character. In the case of Umbria Jazz Winter, Orvieto is a big reason for why it is the way it is. It can't be bigger than it is. If the artists were too big in a town like this, it would fill up with people on the street and you wouldn't be able to walk. So you have to be very careful to find the sweet spot of how popular an artist can be and how often do you present them in the course of 5 days. Orvieto and Umbria Jazz Winter, they play into the relaxed mode, If you don't see Joe Lovano or Cecile McLaurin-Salvant one day, they're going to be playing 2 other days, or 3 other days. So you have a choice. Also, there's going to be no more than 2 acts at a time on one stage, and then you have time to go get the aperitivo or, lunch or dinner, and then go and hear the evening concert too. I have to tell you, as someone from New York, of course, I love going to the little clubs in New York, and there's so many jazz venues that you can go to. And sometimes you'll see musicians hanging out, and you have a chance to talk to them on a social level, away from the business, away from the deadlines, away from I have to get to sound check by this time, sorry, I gotta go. It's more relaxed. But here in Europe, I've found I have even more access to the musicians, and there's this sense of openness that to see Joe Lovano or Cecile or Chris Potter or Herbie Hancock, or Chick Corea, you know, meeting him on the street as he's walking from his hotel to a restaurant. And then he calls to me and he goes, "Hey, Ashley, I didn't know you were here," you know? And then I have a chance to speak to him for a quick moment. And he goes, "No, I have a dinner engagement, but, you know, so good to see you. Are you coming to the show tonight?" And then he walks away, and I think to myself, Chick Corea just asked me if I'm going to his show. You know, of course I'm going to be there, you know, front row if I can, you know, and that happens only in places like Europe during the jazz festival season. The sound of Fabrizio Bosso and his trumpet is, for me, it's so deeply emotional, and you can really feel the years that he has been developing his sound and his approach to music. And when he does a Stevie Wonder ballad, you really feel the emotion that's in that song. And he's a white guy from Italy, you know, and Stevie is writing it as an African American from Detroit with American gospel experience, you know, and it doesn't matter. You feel that bridge, you know, that is this deep human experience. So for me, you know, and I've been listening to Fabrizio for many years, but something happened to me this year where I was like, seeing him live, hearing him live, and getting deep into the music. And I have Italy to thank for that, and the festivals, you know, etc.